Hi, Elise. It's Lizzie from Sydney, Australia. And just to say hello, you get to meet me or see me anyway in person. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But hi. And hi to everyone else who watches this. I'm a channeling Eric and an Atlantis Scalar peep from way back. And of course, I started first with channeling Eric and was just fascinated by the infamous and the famous, and the fact that they had such love and no judgment, and no one blamed anyone for anything that had happened. And I just found it very informative and just fascinating and supportive, I suppose, or confirming. And then, of course, Lisa started Atlantis Scalar, and I was in like Flynn. After all, he's an Aussie. But I just want to say now, I will go in depth, but I just want to say now, even if you don't want to watch the rest of this, that currently I am happy, content, at peace, 95% of the time. And well, I've done a lot of personal work for my own benefit, and I've always believed in the sixth sense, and I've always believed there are other things than did the great Australian wave. It's not a fly. There's other things, Shakespeare said, there's other things on heaven and earth, a ratio, than are in your philosophy. And while I was working on it myself, I know that Eric and Elisa's work and all the team has tipped me over the edge and taken away things that I would have had no knowledge or awareness to do. And as I said, I'm happy and content. Yes, I have still things that come up and I have to deal with, I have to absorb and resolve and forgive and work on my compassion. But, my life hasn't been easy, which I'll go into. I've had my struggles, I've had my fair share of struggles. But Atlantis Scalar I have no doubt, it's helped me. And I just on to my second year, I've just had my tune-up, and the first tune-up worked straight away, and I was better. I felt better and lighter, and the tune-up that I just had has just been fantastic, and I've been feeling very, 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 very joyous. So thank you to Eric, who I talk to all the time, I'm driving crazy, and Elisa, and Earth Angel, and the team. And so if you want to go, you can go now, or I'll go a bit further into it. So it's the 6th of the 6th, 22. It's a beautiful sunny day, although a bit chilly here in Sydney, Australia. And I first lost my father at 16 from pancreatic cancer. I used to lie in bed and think, okay, his body's over there in the cemetery, deteriorating. That can't be it. And all my family are doctors, except me, I'm the black sheep. And, it's all very scientific and blah, 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 blah. But, and then I've had a few other things that have occurred to me, but that was the beginning of my trip, knowledge, quest, understanding, to find out, what more is out there. I used to get the kids to watch Horrible History. It's a BBC show. And I used to say to them, at any point in time, man has thought that he knows it all. And 100 years later, we're laughing at him. So what do we know now? About 100 years later, 100 years in the future, we're going to be laughing at. I'd say a lot. So, and there's people out there that can do wondrous things, that just because you can't do them or can't see them or can't fathom them doesn't mean they don't happen. And I've always been a great believer in that. You've got to think outside the box. And in my life, I've dealt with drug addiction to the big H. I was lucky I gave that up. And, my husband left me, not just once, he had to come back maybe twice, but once wasn't enough, bang, 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 she can have him. And then, I had double breast cancer, and then I was in a really bad accident and received third-degree burns to 15% of my body, which feels much more like 50%, but anyway. And so, and then after my husband left, I dealt with the alcoholism, drinking over a litre bottle of vodka a day and, terrible, horrendous things to myself. So that's just, off the top of my head. So, yeah, I've been through the wars. So, as I said, I first started off with the energy, which they say that you do. And as I said, it was the next day I woke up and felt lighter. And I learned that I had 21 life contracts, which is apparently a lot, which made a lot of sense. Unfortunately, one is unbreakable. I have to deal with that myself. Damn. And then after my accident with the burns, my sleeping was really, really bad in that, I'd go to turn in my sleep and my skin wouldn't. So I got into the habit of, sleeping 3-4 hours a night and was just going through recovery, which with burns is moment by moment. And so sleeping had become essential, and that has got, and that, straight away sort of got much better. And then I also had the age reversal, and I'm actually born on the 22nd of 6th, 1963, so that makes me 58, nearly 59. I think I'm pretty good for that. You can think otherwise. It's your prerogative. And so I've always been positive, and I had a friend, and she used to say, I don't want to talk about my age. So I learned from her, I don't want to talk about my age. People like to bring it up all the time, and I go, I feel 40. I think I'm 40. So, but yeah, there's certain things that I've noticed in the age reversal has also helped greatly. I had the addiction for obvious reasons, and I smoke, and I gave up, but I took that back. But I'm sure that's mine. Stubbornness. There's a bit of stubbornness there, and I've just had that done again. And as Elisa says, you have to wait a bit, because as Erica's explained, there's the lag in the linear time, which doesn't exist, so it can't happen straight away, but it will happen overnight. It's a Pantene commercial. And so as I said, just because you can't do something doesn't mean it can't be done. And just because you can't understand it doesn't mean it's not understood. And that, as I said, there's so much more out there than we're a party to. So give yourself a chance and take a chance at Atlantis, Scalar. And I can tell you, for me, I feel happy and joyous. What more in life is there? And I'm forever thankful to Elisa. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. It's really funny because my name's Elizabeth, and I actually always introduce myself as Liz. And it's one of those things in my life where once people get to know me, and but they become my friend or whatever, there's a point where they start calling me Lizzie. And I know for me, it's not a gauge, it's become a gauge, I suppose, yes, in that also I go, oh, okay, they like me. Still like Sally Fields. But, you know, just that turn from when they're just a friend or an acquaintance to, you know, they're going to be in my life, most definitely. And it's really funny because Elisa started calling me Lizzie straight away. And of course, I've just found out that it was Eric who started calling me Lizzie. And that's just something totally and utterly personal that no one would know. No one would know that gets to my heart. And my tears. That gets to my heart. And no one knows that. And yeah, sorry, I get a bit teary. I've also had work done for my children. My son suffers from eczema. I don't really know the outcome of that yet because he stopped doing a sport that he loves because of his eczema. So he's not really open to all of this. So I have to get him back into the sport to see if the eczema flares up again, which I'm sure it won't. And so give yourself an opportunity, think outside the box and do the work that you have to do, which is believe. Give the opportunity to work. Don't believe in what society says and all that, because they don't know. They don't know. And I'm forever thankful that my life at times has been very difficult because it makes me who I am today. And today I feel much more like I did as a child, you know, that wonder and that excitement and that joy, you know, just being, or even going to a party and dancing and, you know, because there's something that's been lifted off my person, something that I wasn't able to do and I needed help to achieve. So I'm forever, ever, ever thankful to Elisa. I'm forever, ever sorry. That she lost herself. Sorry to reach that, but I'm forever thankful that Eric is on the other side and helping us. And I'm forever thankful that Elisa made something out of the most tragic thing that could happen to a woman, a mother. And I thank her. You know, it's funny how Source works, because she's a doctor. And by rights, you know, I know doctors. She shouldn't be doing this work. But she's the perfect person to do it because she is a doctor. And she understands, you know, the things that perhaps they do have right at this time. And has an intricate knowledge, you know, it's just, and that's how source energy works when you look back and go, oh, now I see. So love to Eric, but he knows. Love to Elisa. Love to the team. They're all great women. And love to all of you out there because we are all one.